My Perfect Christmas Family has a really important message that I think quite a few people could benefit from learning. But the film itself was just really awkward and uncomfortable. The narrative is designed that way. Well, I believe it's meant to make you feel that way in order to get the message across. But it meant that it wasn't the most pleasant viewing experience. And because of what was happening, I really hated our protagonist. This film was released in 2022. It's directed by Heather Hawthorn Doyle and it stars Clare Bowen as Jen. And Jen decides to fake having a family to enter this competition to help increase her brand. She has a brand, she has a store, she sees this as an opportunity to get her name out there, and in doing so, she poses as having a husband and a baby and a fake house as well. And it's just really cringe and really unpleasant to watch. But again, that's kind of the point, but it doesn't mean that it's a pleasant viewing experience. I think right from the beginning, it's very clear that you shouldn't do this. You shouldn't be a fake family vlogger, which is essentially what was happening here. And it's only going to end in disaster, and nobody's going to benefit, and it's really uncomfortable and awkward to watch. But that also means the film is awkward and uncomfortable to watch, and I just didn't really enjoy it. I spent the entire film just cringing with secondhand embarrassment, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience. But at the same time, the message is really important. I think every family vlogger who is perhaps fabricating anything should watch this because it's a terrible existence to have. And this is what we have with Gen T, as her brand is known. There are a lot of really cringy things in this. And again, I feel like that's the point. That's the message they're trying to get across. That having this fake life is just embarrassing. But I had secondhand embarrassment throughout the whole film, and that meant I didn't really enjoy it. I didn't find it relaxing. I found it irritating. I found Jen as a character to be really unlikable. I mean, how could I like a character who's willing to do this, who's happy to fake this life just for views and to get some extra foot traffic to her store? I feel like she's not very likable, and yes, she does go on a character journey. That's obviously the whole point of the film, is for her to learn that this is wrong, you shouldn't do this. But that doesn't make her likable. So unfortunately, I didn't enjoy it. I think it's a really important message. And I think it's addressing a very timely, important topic that unfortunately far too many people would benefit from seeing. But I don't know if I can recommend it because I didn't enjoy it. It is Christmassy. There's a decent amount of Christmas in it. So if you're looking for a film that's got a strong festive feel, this is a pretty good one to go with. If you have a particular interest in family vloggers, or you have an interest in social media influencers and what it looks like to fake that lifestyle, then maybe you'll find the topic fascinating. But as I said, I just found it embarrassing. Again, that's the point. I'm going to keep stressing that the film set out to do something, and I think it did a very good job of doing it, but it doesn't mean it's a pleasant experience. I guess it's kind of like if you're not a fan of horror, then watching a horror film that makes you feel scared and you don't like feeling scared, the film's done its job, but you didn't enjoy the experience. It's kind of the same. I felt secondhand embarrassment for this cringy behaviour, which is the whole point, but I didn't enjoy the viewing experience. So I think it will appeal to some people, but I don't think it's going to appeal to everybody. Well, it won't, because it didn't appeal to me, and I'm sure there are other people who will feel the same way. I kind of almost want to recommend you watch it because I want to know if you felt the same way, or if you actually found that it was okay and you could follow the story without cringing on behalf of the character. Yeah, check it out if it sounds like your kind of narrative, purely for my selfish reason that I want to know how you felt about it. I didn't enjoy it, but I kind of feel like that's a success on the film's part because they made me feel things that I think I was meant to feel. So I'm really torn. I don't know if it's a good film or an awkward film. Either way, they had a message to convey and they did a really great job of doing it. My Perfect Christmas Family has left me completely torn with how I feel about this, and with that in mind, I recommend people check it out and let me know what they think. It's certainly a really important film with a really important message, but it might not be the most pleasant viewing experience.